What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. Today we're going over Nourish Garuda, which I've used before, but ever since Nourish got massively buffed, this is actually insane now. And it's not entirely replacing my Molt Garuda build, but it's definitely one I throw in the rotation when I feel like doing a little bit more damage than Molt Garuda is normally doing. This build is so powerful you can nuke down the steel path with no ability, or with no weapons. You're going to be using abilities, though. Before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this YouTube channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also, make sure the live stream. We'll be doing some Hollow Knight tonight, and also some other games going forward, trying out some new things. Alright, so I'm basically calling this one the Illegal Garuda, because, you know, this is how it's always worked with Nourish, but is this really how it's supposed to work with Nourish, honestly? It's kind of breaking the rules, if you ask me. So, we have the recently buffed Helmet ability, Nourish. If you watch my recent videos, you know I'm using this basically all the time now. What's going to do, basically you cast this ability, and then you and allies nearby you are going to be getting increased viral damage on your weapons. You're going to be getting a retaliation attack, which whenever an enemy shoots you, you will do a, well, with this build, a 31.8 meter explosion radius of 1,200 viral damage, doing at least one guaranteed viral proc. Actually, it's one viral proc, not even at least. If you're on Grendel, it's 10 viral procs. But on other frames, one viral proc from the explosion. And then to put a cherry on top, we've also got an increased energy multiplier, causing all energy sources to give you more energy. Garuda's third ability, Bloodletting, you sacrifice your health to get energy, so that's going to multiply. With this current build, a 5.49 multiplier, so hundreds of energy with this ability. Now keep in mind, we do have a Helmet Invigoration for 200% increased ability strength and 75% increased reload speed. So we're doing a little more strength than you normally would have, but this build will work totally fine on the steel path without the Invigoration. So as far as what you can expect from this build, like I said, we're using Nourish from Grendel to kill enemies that are high level with no weapons. We can technically use our Glaive Prime, but we're not going to right now. So I cast a second ability. Keep in mind, this ability used to heal you when you cast it. It no longer heals you. So if I was to get my energy pool really low, like let's just drain our entire energy pool, I cast Garuda's third ability, entire energy bar full from one cast. Normally it takes 2 casts at least. And then we're using the Molt Reconstruct Arcane, so if I cast an ability, full heal right there if we use some energy. As you can see right there, part of the reason this build is illegal is that Nourish from Grendel works on Garuda's 4. It's always been that way. And the big thing though is that Nourish used to give a toxin damage buff, and now it gives a viral damage buff. But we're not done yet. Not only does Nourish give viral damage to the 4th ability, it also gives viral damage to the 1st ability too. This ability usually does impact damage, but we will be making it do viral damage, and viral damage is good. As you see right there, they're all dead, and it's not the biggest radius, but it's a pretty decently sized radius. We didn't have Nourish active there and she died, so very nice. If you ever run out of energy, just cast Bloodletting once. You'll have enough energy to recast Nourish, and then you can just keep the loop going and going and going. So I actually didn't have Nourish active there. Let's show it again. So if you jump into an enemy, it will grab a % of their health. And of course, if we're using Nourish, we get a viral buff on that, making it do even more. There you go. I killed those guys with no 4th ability, just with the 1st ability. So yeah, it's pretty insane. So like I said, we're going to be going over the build. Let's first go over the Archon shards, though. Unfortunately, it's a 4 Tau build, not a 5 Tau build, because I did not get lucky on the last Amber casting speed shard. We have a normal casting speed shard along with all these Taus. So, as far as what we're going for here, we want casting speed. Casting speed is very important on Garuda. So, as many casting speed shards as you can, actually more like just 2 of them, honestly. I have a Tau casting speed shard and a normal casting speed shard. Got about like 50-something% casting speed, pretty good. We've got 1 energy max shard. Since we're running a maxed out blind rage in our build, our 4th ability costs 155 energy. So I put on a blue Tau shard for energy max just to make it so we can cast a good amount of abilities before we run out of energy. Not like we really need a massive pool, but one of them was pretty nice. You could technically put this sacrifice this for something else. Our red shards are for ability duration. Since we're running a maxed out transient fortitude as well, for just as much power as possible, we want some duration because Nourish buff is not the longest. And if you have negative duration, it's about 18-second duration. So we have about 25-second duration to stay around neutral. Duration on the other abilities isn't as important. It gives you a longer debuff duration on her 4, but they're going to be dead instantly, so who cares? And it lets you basically have a longer duration shield on her 1, but that doesn't really matter either. It's more just for Nourish, honestly. going over the mods on the build, and we'll have some Steel Path gameplay in a little bit here. Now, you technically could go for a 300 health Garuda build with no Umbral Vitality. But for me, I like to run at least one health mod on Garuda because I don't want to be always constantly shield gating. Of course, this is a shield gating build, so you will be constantly shield gating. But there's times where like an enemy shoots at you and, you know, take like a couple hundred health off of you. If you have only a 300 health build and you didn't properly shield gate yet, you're going to die if you don't have any health mod. So I went with Umbral Vitality here. We've got about 850 health. You know, with all the health regen and stuff like that, it feels pretty good. But yeah, everything on here is range and strength. That's literally what we have. We have Rolling Guard, range mods. Every range mod there is besides Cunning Drift, which is only 15%. And then every power strength mod I can jam on here. The strongest power strength mods I can jam on here. That's what I said. We have these negative effects, negative duration here, negative efficiency here, and then, you know, Umbral Vitality, Umbral Intensify, giving us a good amount of extra strength. Molt Reconstruct, a must-use arcane on Garuda, if you ask me. Every ability you cast will heal you and allies in the area, depending how much energy you expended to use it. And then, like, we have a negative efficiency build, so we're healing full easily every ability cast, and technically healing our teammates too, but they shouldn't be low health anyway. Yeah, Brief Respite, full shield gate, since we have negative efficiency, another way to easily shield gate. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Volt Augmented just for more power strength, honestly. You could switch this for other stuff, but, you know, I just want to do more damage. There's no range arcane on here, and with what we have right now in our build, we have a 26.5 explosion radius on that Blood Orb. A bigger radius than a Brahma shot. A bigger radius than a Zar shot. It's the biggest AoE kind of like nuke attack you can do, at least on Garuda. And honestly, the fourth ability is doing 1,300 damage before we apply Nourish. It nukes, dude. I've seen like 200k just from the fourth ability, which is supposed to be a debuff skill. So, yeah, this is not an entire replacement to Molt Garuda, like I said, but, you know, it's pretty darn good. It's more of a damage focus setup for sure. So here we are on the Steel Path, on Conjunction Survival, I think it's called, on Circulus. So pretty high level enemies, Steel Path. They're corrupted, so there's shielded enemies, and there's also like armored enemies. So let's just go ahead and show how that works. Not the best time to show it looks like. Here we go. So if you have Nourish active, you will put guaranteed viral damage on your weapon. So I have a corrosive built on my Spore Lacer, so it's a corrosive and viral Spore Lacer. And as you see right there, enemies taking these big debuffs. Throw that 59 million damage nuke at that guy, because why not, honestly. So yeah, you know, D's getting back to the studio soon. I think some of them already are back in the studio. What do you guys think? Are you expecting a nerf on Nourish? I pretty much am at this point. I've been putting Nourish on literally every frame. Like, not even exaggerating, every frame. The only frame I haven't put Nourish on is Korra, because Korra doesn't normally mod for a bunch of strength. Any frame besides that, maxed out Blind Rage, no Energize, no Prime Flow. Just give me the Nourish, because every energy orb is giving you like 200 plus energy. It makes sense. So, I'm expecting it nerfed. If they do nerf it, what I'm expecting to get nerfed on this build is specifically the energy multiplier, which is not going to be too big of a deal if they do nerf that for this build. But yeah, the viral damage buff is nuts. It used to be just a toxin damage buff. The viral retaliation thing is new. It was like a toxin attack before, and toxin was only good against Corpus. It's just a huge difference. So yeah, very powerful, very good. As far as some other stuff I didn't show on the build, I am running a Panzer Vulpaphyla here, which is, you know, like, it's like basically the go-to endurance pet because it doesn't die. Well, actually, when it dies, it just comes back from the dead. And it does viral procs, which, you know, we don't need extra viral procs. We're good on viral procs here. Oh, by the way, this is also a 300 health setup right here. The reason I didn't want to do a 300 health setup, I died a couple times with this mission. I didn't like that. So, yeah, you technically could go even more, like, in other stats, like maybe throw a duration mod on there, and then maybe go, yes, yeah, I died. I don't like being at 300 health in this build. Maybe take, if you're okay with 300 health, though, maybe go take Umbral Vitality off, put on, like, maybe a duration mod, then you can put some more strength shards in your build, or maybe even some armor shards or something if you want to be going on a health tank route. It's really up to you. My main tank Garuda build, I still rock it. It's really fast for moving and all that, but honestly, like, this damage is overwhelmingly crazy, so I definitely am going to recommend this one as well going forward. So yeah, guys, hope you found this video helpful. You know, like I said, the weapons don't even matter. I just had the Glaive Prime equipped. I've got a new Latum Ribbon I've been messing with. with this new pistol skin, the Protocol 95 pistol skin, and the tentacle gun, the Vermisplicer. I was using the Shedu with her a good amount. Since Nourish is going to do forced viral, the Shedu can actually do some interesting stuff. It has base heat, and then it also has base electric. So if I cast Nourish, it's viral electric heat, which you can't really do normally. And I thought that was kind of interesting. You can do some weird stuff with the Shedu actually. So I might do some more testing with that and with Nourish in the future. You see like lots of different procs, but you know is that going to really be good enough compared to like your actual abilities? And the answer is basically no. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate the support. See you later on stream and take it easy. New videos every day. Peace.